to give it all the way up for our next co-host, our guest co-host for the week, Grammy-nominated rapper, Remy Ma! It's a Monday, okay? Remy, welcome back. We are so happy to have you back. How have you been?
I was coming back. I told
And she wanted you back. We're so excited that you're back.
I'm so happy to be back with you guys.
Well, let's get into some girl chat, okay? Can we do that?
That's what I
That's all I want to get right into it. You know,
It's been a minute. We've missed her. Yes.
You know, we ain't seen you in a minute, Remy, and you know, you made some headlines since we last saw you. You know,
say
just
that.
a few. You know, you got a few things that you want to say about those headlines.
No. The dust has settled. You know, some people don't get that the dust has settled, but I can understand it's kind of hard to see the dust settling when you're in the grave under the dirt. So, you know, I'm just happy that I'm a new and improved Remy Ma. Remy Martha, I was married now. You know, that old girl, that old Remy Ma, you know, I'd have been beasting still, going extra hard, but...
So you've had growth.
I've grown. You know, I say all the time I'm petty, but there's a thin line between petty and pathetic. You have to stop at some point.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know?
That's truthful. And for you, is it kind of like getting it off your chest and then you're like, I'm good?
Yeah, I'm done after that. Like, I said what I said, and that's it.
I hear that. Can respect that.
Well, I said what I said, okay. All right.
And anyone, you know, you have a list, you know, y'all my girls, make a list, anything y'all want me to say something to somebody for, I do house calls. So.
You do?
Yes.
You do? You be like my
Oh
backup?
my gosh,
Absolutely.
got
I do it all the
excited.
time. I be on Instagram.
You about
like,
to
people that I
open up
follow-
a treasure
no,
chest
people that
right
I
here.
follow,
Yeah.
and I know that they don't want to respond back because, you know, you're a celebrity or you're supposed to be unbothered.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. I'll go right in the page like, why is you talking to this lady like this? You think she's not going to say, well, that's why I'm here. So, you know, anybody you want me to get, let me know.
I'm going to call you
Me
for sure.
too.
Yeah.
Me
Please.
too.
They expect that
This
from
is
me.
what you want in your corner
You know,
for
they
sure.
expect that from me.
This is everything. Oh
But
my
that's what R&B, actually not R&B, but it's what old school rap was about. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think, you know, you gave us some life.
Thank you.
People actually,
glad.
real
Yeah.
hip-hop heads were honestly just excited because of a rap battle. Like, that's what originally rap was intended to be. So I think even just for the culture, man, it was like people were sitting at their computers waiting.
The culture. It was but the thing is, what people have to understand, there was a moment. Like, I run into people and they're like, I was in my car.
Yes.
Or I was like, people remember where they were at when they heard you.
Oh, yes.
Like, they remember.
Yes.
I don't think they remember
Did it
where they were at with anything else.
Did it happen in the night? Did it just, you know, or you just like got up one day, like, I want to go?
It was just one day I was like, you know what? I woke up and I hadn't put on my new Remy Ma hat yet.
Yeah.
Because when I go to sleep, I'm still Remy Ma. And I'm there, I wake up, you know, I got to grab it fast.
Yeah.
And my Remy Ma wig was all the way over there. And Remy Martin was like, go in. You don't like it? Go off.
And you
did.
So you went right into the studio.
Well, I have a studio in my house. I record from home.
Oh, so is that where you recorded it?
Yeah, so sometimes when it's good to have it as artists because when you have an idea, you want to do it right away. You don't want to have to, drive or book a session or whatever. So, you know, it was definitely sporadic.
Okay, and
I had people like, this is what you're going to do? Really? Mm-hmm. This is what I'm doing. Get out. Thank you.
My mouth was on the floor when I heard it.
Mine
I was
still
like,
is.
whoa. Oh,
Yes.
Whoa.
I learned a lot of words, you guys, for that. I have to be honest. You know, at the end, when you say, don't ever in your life, me and my friend Tasha, shout out to Tasha, who sat at my house and played it about 17 times back to back. We practiced saying it in that husk, in that voice, because anytime anybody ever messes with me in my life, I just want to sound like you and say,
don't ever in your life play with me. Ever.
boom, that was it. Don't ever in your life play with me.
Ever.
I felt that.
Well, we're going to have
felt
you all
that.
week, so...
I won't ever in this entire week play with you, I promise.
I love you, Adrian.
Everything.
Stop it.
Well, we're happy to have you back,
We
so...
are.
I'm happy to be back.
Yes.
We're on a positive note. Out with the negativity and with the girl
and
chat.
with the new. Let's do it.
That's
All
what I
right.
love. And speaking of dropping knowledge, one high school in North Carolina is trying something new. The school has teamed up with the local police department to teach students what to do if they get pulled over by the police. It's being taught in driver's ed. Man, that's real, Remy. It's been taught in driver's ed, and so far the program has gotten positive feedback. In one portion of the class, students are actually pulled over so that they're taught how to act in what to do in that situation so that they're safe. Ladies, we are here in this climate today, in the way that we live, what you've seen around. Do you think that schools are taking a positive approach to this? Do you think this is necessary? Is this a good idea?
Definitely. I think it, yeah.
But can they do these classes for the police officers as well, in case they forgot? Because there are great police officers out there that hold true to what they were taught. Some might need refreshing on their side, too. So I think it takes both parties to refresh on what they were properly taught. What do you do when you pull over? What do you do when you're pulling someone over?
Yeah, because I'm still struggling. There's a lot of videos and a lot of footage we've seen enough where people did exactly what they're supposed to do and the wrong thing happened.
Correct.
But
so that's why it needs to be done on both sides. But we can teach our kids, but
we're talking about young children, and there, as technology and as we progress as a society, different things need to be changed in our curriculum in schools. So you have things like understanding with you when you're with law enforcement, because some parents don't have that talk with their children. Also, like technology. Technology has changed with social media, how to act online and things like that. So I do think that there needs to be some type of updated curricula with what's happening with the times.
I think in the light of with everything that's going on, at some point, every parent has had that conversation with their child because it's been happening so frequently. And I agree with Adrian, like the teaching needs to be on the end of the person who ultimately has the most authority when you're getting pulled over. You know, because like Jeannie said, you can be doing exactly what you're supposed to do if things go totally wrong.
And I'm not, go ahead, Tam.
No. What were you going to say, Lonnie?
The reason why I say that is because when I first got arrested,
This one.
I didn't know, because my mother never had a talk with me, so I didn't understand about police officers and orders, and this is on the real, you know what I mean? I didn't understand it. When a police officer tells you to do something, you should do it, because if you don't do it, and I'm saying this is for people that don't know. I'm not talking about people that do know, and then, you know, that's a whole different side. But for me, when I first got arrested, I didn't know. I mean, he told me, he said, leave, and I didn't leave. Okay?
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying is that if I would have known, okay, this is a police officer, he told me to leave, I'm thinking, you know, because I'm young, I'm going, well, you know, that's my friend, da-da-da-da. And then he lost patience, and then he arrested me. But so it's like, I didn't know that.
Have you ever seen that video where the police officer says, you know, give me your license and registration, and they go to grab the registration, and he gets fired upon? The guy did what he was asked, you know?
Yes.
I think, me personally, if I see lights behind me, period, I get nervous. I start thinking about the person that I was standing to last week that was smoking weed when I had this jacket on. I start thinking about tickets that I pay my ticket. There's times where I see lights and I start panicking. I'll be like, oh, that's the ambulance, just somebody injured.
Well,
so
my bad. Like,
somebody's injured.
I'll be nervous.
The reality is there are bad cops out there, obviously. We have seen that. And then there are also great cops.
Great. Of course.
I was fortunate enough to have a dad who actually worked as a correctional officer, and he was also a police officer for the Glendale police station. Awesome. So he taught me at a very young age, because I used to like freak out. I used to have anxiety. The moment you hear that, even if you know you didn't do anything wrong.
You're nervous.
I was nervous.
Sure.
So the one thing he told me that I will never, ever forget is he said, always make sure that your hands are visible. So keep them on the steering wheel. And don't move them until they say license and registration, and really make like eye contact. And yes, sir. Okay, I'm bending down.
Yeah.
I'm bending down.
Dumb, should you? This is dumb. This is dumb. But I actually think that's super smart.
No,
if I were going to teach
taught me how to do
somebody,
it.
I would actually say, can you say out loud what you're doing? Like, sir, I'm going to lift my hands up now at this point. I'm going to go and get it. Is that okay with, like, I'm not being funny at this point.
Yeah.
You almost have to be
Overcautious
and almost extra, and explain everything you're doing so that nothing is taken the wrong way. That you're going to grab something.
But everyone here is speaking from a level head, because we're sitting here on the real at the table talking.
In the moment.
When the sirens are on behind you, you have cop number 1 over here with his hand on his firearm. You have cop number 2 over there with his hand on his firearm. You are nervous. And
Yeah.
when you're nervous, you don't think straight and you don't move.
Which is
You're
the reason
moving
why
jittery.
I think they should teach that about what can happen, because you don't know, especially if that's your first time. You don't know.
The other thing that's really, really important that my dad taught me is to remember to stay calm.
Yes.
Because the natural instinct is, you want to freak out. And then...
How do you do that?
That's the thing. You just have to force yourself to just
I start flirting with the officer.
I think it's okay to tell them I'm nervous.
Yes, and then
Can
don't
you say that?
And then don't start off arguing. Don't start off the conversation like, why did you pull me over? What's going on? Da, 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 da. Try to stay calm, because the first thing they're going to say is, do you know why I pulled you over?
And I go, I don't know why.
Does it matter why?
Right.
And don't forget that when you get pulled over for whatever reason, then there's an issuing of a ticket. You have a right to stand up for yourself in whatever form you want, with representation, in the court of law later on, because you have to actually go and then you actually have to plead what's happened and plead your case and all that. So there's a time and a place later that is going to be, it's going to feel safer for you because you'll have some time to compose. Yes. You'll have witnesses there, a court, a judge, a jury.
I'm going to save you guys the time. Don't ever contest the ticket. You're never going to win. I tried to
No, I actually won.
She wins them.
I won.
You won? Mine.
All 7 speeding tickets I've gotten in my life.
You know I don't believe that.
You're not going to win the 8th one because you just said that.
Yes, but I can't, because I sold my car, so I don't drive anymore, because I want to be safe for you all, so I got off the road. You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeannie. You're welcome. Thank you, Jeannie.
This is what I'm saying. I think, like, what you ladies are saying is proving that we do need courses.
Absolutely.
Because you just said, can I say this? Can I do that? Yeah, but that's the police. We have to get on the police departments and the police unions to do that training. But let's also teach people, and it's not necessarily that every police officer is going to will be bad.
Yeah.
We just need to say what the proper procedure is going to be, what to expect, what can happen.
Yeah, because
if something
Jay-Z
does
had to
happen.
teach me my rights in 99 Problems.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Remember?
You guys know in the Jay-Z lyrics, he was like, you don't have the right to illegally search my...
Yeah.
I didn't know this. I thought they could search.
If it's locked, all kind of things. So you need to
I didn't
teach
know.
it.
Did you listen to the next bar where they brought the dogs?
What's the next bar?
In the next bar, he brings the dogs. They open the trunk and they have the dogs sniffing the car, you know.
Yeah, it's okay. All of that needs to be taught so that people understand. And it's grown folks. It's not just kids. There's a lot of grown people that don't understand.
That is true.
That is true.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So let's teach it.
Yes, let's teach it. It's also important to know these things to keep you and your family safe. And nowadays, the word family means different things to different people. Recently, singer Leanne Rimes revealed how her family recognizes the love she has for her stepchildren by celebrating Stepmom's Day.
Wow.
I love that, which takes place the Sunday after Mother's Day.
It's the Sunday after Mother's Day.
Yes.
Who knew?
I know.
I didn't know. I'm owed some gifts.
Yeah, wait, let's be real for a second.
Worth.
Just so I learn, because I
seriously.
want to know who's just making up days. Anybody here celebrate Stepmom's Day before? Okay, that's what I
We
got.
had never heard of it before. Leanne Rimes put it out there.
Yeah, so this is great. So
Yes.
now, Adrian, this is your first year as a stepmom. So, yay!
Very
And your
exciting.
stepchildren love you.
Yes.
We see it all the time.
And I'm obsessed with them.
You are. How do
We've
you plan to
officially
celebrate?
decided we didn't know, because for some reason, stepmom, the word sounded so like my evil stepmother, you know, like it just sounded not very loving. So we came up, I asked them, I said, what do you prefer? And Sunny and Lily actually came up with the name Lit Mom. Like, you know, it's lit. They were like, you're my lit mom, and I'm like, you're my lit son, and you're my lit daughter, and we like it that way.
I love it.
So what do you plan on doing? So I don't think they know that this exists. So I'm gonna have to go home and tell them. But the other thing is, Lily just the other day, she was like, this is gonna be your first Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And she was asking me, what do you want? And I just thought that was so awesome, even that she thought of it that way.
Included you.
I'm going to be in New York with my mom, and they'll be with their mom. And I think, you know, we're all gonna celebrate each other like we always do. They've been out here with us for the last month, and it's been awesome. And I love those kids. They're amazing.
Yes.
They love
Remy, why do you think you deserve some gifts?
Yes.
I've been a stepmom for 9 years, and I did not know this day exists.
Okay, see, you learned something
I
new
have
at the
back
Rio.
gifts that I need.
Yes, you do.
I need those. I want my candles, my slippers, my body washes,
See the backup
my
gift.
flowers, all that good
Yes.
stuff that I get. I want them times 3 for 9 years. Yes.
You
Yes.
have a stepdad. I have a stepmom and a stepdad. And I didn't know that this existed. Honestly, I celebrate my Papa Joe with Father's Day, and I also celebrate my stepmom, Mama Gloria. I celebrate the both of them on the actual Mother's Day and Father's Day.
Yeah, I think that's why
I didn't know this existed.
Well, that's why I think they developed it, because it gets kind of confusing.
Not because it's
you know?
confusing. I feel like it should have been something that's etched in stone, because being a stepmom is hard. I'm a mom and a stepmom.
Yeah.
And at times, being a stepmom is harder than being a mother.
Why?
Because there's boundaries, you know?
I told you guys that.
There's certain things that my son do, and I'm gonna just body slam him, and that's just that. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
With your stepkid, you're just like, oh, really? I'll be right back.
Yeah,
And then you have to
I
go
said-
talk to your husband and convince them to chastise them on your behalf.
Wait.
Yeah,
Are you-
let me
wait,
explain.
wait.
You've always heard the story that says, like, you treat me like the
The evil stepdaughter.
no, what is that called? You treat me like a redheaded stepchild. And I was like, if I'm honest, I believe that my lit children will be treated better than my children because, because they can get away with more. I'm gonna be honest. You want them to love you. You go the extra, and that's
Absolutely.
honest.
Y'all talking all this stuff. No, it needs to be Auntie Day, all right? Because aunties do stuff too.
That's true. They don't have it on today.
We got no, Lonnie, we put up with so much. We keep their secrets. We
Let
try
them
to
know.
make them look, and we don't get nothing. We spend our money and our time. You take the gum out of our
Have your
purses.
own children. Stop it. Stop
Man,
trying to
we
add
do so
extra-
much, though.
I'm telling you, they're trying to add extra days. I'm cool with the stepmom day, but I heard a lot like they're trying to do this baby Mother's Day. Like it's either
Well, that's the day
February-
after Mother's Day.
That's they're
doing
what?
a lot.
Now they're
All
Now
right,
they're
stop
dragging
inventing
it
all
down.
these new days. We'll just celebrate everyone